And winds up, offloads out the back to Jackson, now Glanville. In fact, getting to his feet is Butterfield. Now Glanville. Short ball to Adam Muir. Muir, hard to pull down in these conditions. Now they've got numbers on both sides. They go to the open. Matthew Johns, the little kick is a beauty. And Tony Butterfield touches down for the opening try of the match, thanks to the skill of Johns.
Well, I mentioned before the game how important Jason Taylor's kicking game would be, and more importantly for the Newcastle Knights to get them on the right foot. It's Matthew Johns that puts a kick through. And look at that, Butterfield chases through. The big front rower, the most unlikely player to chase after a football along the ground, and he gets to the football first. Just beat Ben Eichen there.
Big effort here by Tony Butterfield. The little kick by Johns was a beauty. Butterfield doesn't get to score too many tries. In fact, that's his first of the season, Butterfield.
I would say that the post helped his cause there. It bounced off that left upright at angles there that put Tony Butterfield onside. There's his career tries already.
Yeah, there the replay is there. I've got to say, the worst possible start for North Sydney. Butterfield strolls over and puts the ball down. It's quite a good kick by Johns, but where was the cover defence? Surely North Sydney are not even moving up off the line. Yards in this game are crucial in a wet weather game like this. Butterfield's been outstanding. There he is there, charging through. Jason Taylor desperately trying to hold on top of him. Newcastle's pack well and truly on top.
Great start by Butterfield and the Newcastle Knights. Knock on by by Lee Jackson at dummy half. He just went before he had control of the ball.
Well, the thing is, in the wet, you've got to be certain of the things that you're doing. It looked to me there like Jackson had looked over to his right hand.
Soden to Taylor. Jinx. Sears. Matt Sears. Billy Moore. Billy Moore, does he get it down? He does. Eddie Ward gives the try. 6 points to 4.
Oh, he's a classic, isn't he, Billy Moore? You just put that down to straight, hard running. It was Matt Sears who came in to make the extra man. Just have a look at him deep. It's a beautiful ball here, a cutout pass. There's Matt Sears hitting at the gap at speed. More supports, too strong there for Robbie O'Davis. Spins out of the tackle of Jason Moody and scores the try for the Bears.
Sears just that extra yard of pace. The pass was fine to Billy Moore. He came together with his Origin teammate from Wednesday night, Robbie O'Davis. But Moore had too much momentum. The pass was fine.
Yeah, tremendous pass there from Matty Sears. And in these conditions, a lot of people think it's the big forwards that make the impact. I don't think so. I think it's the little men who have got speed. And that just showed there from Matthew Sears. Just that little bit of speed off the mark. He got on the outside of Muir.
North Sydney able to capitalise. There's Billy Moore, the big Queenslander. Able to capitalise on a couple of sets of 6. The Harrigan mistake there. Billy's
finds the skipper. The Chief hammered in that tackle. Brandon Pomeroy came in the second time.
Oh, well, the natives are restless. Looked like the Chief was struggling to get to his feet. Pomeroy came up. It was a good hit to start off with. Over the top, look at that, beautiful. And comes again. Strindler made the tackle. Harrigan trying to get to his feet, and Pomeroy come over the top, but they're just silly penalties.
Hasn't been on the field too long. He'll be out to make up for that. Butterfield. Oh, Butterfield. Taken a little bit high by Pomeroy, but it was his feet that slipped out from under him blocking.
Yeah, well, in fairness to Pomeroy there, as you said, it looked like he slipped before the line. I'll tell you what, but there was plenty of shoulder in it.
Plenty. Adam Muir is heavily involved so far. Great chance for the Bears to attack. The kick for Chris Caruana. Caruana takes it. Caruana scores. And the Bears are in front by 10 points to 6.
Well, it's the second time that they've ventured down this end. The North Sydney side. And that's the result you're going to get from kicks. A beautiful kick over the top. This time it's Michael Butner. Have a look at the chase there. They're just too slow to turn around. Caruana catches it on the full and splashes over for a try to the Bears.
Certainly does. It's like a diving competition at the moment. And Chris Caruana, 10 out of 10 for that one. Butner darted out of dummy half. The kick was judged to perfection.
Well, it's always going to happen in these sort of conditions that you're going to get the kick. And Tremendous tactics there. Beautifully read too. The options from North Sydney today with Butner kicking over the top. They did put pressure on Taylor a little bit earlier. And there it is, Caruana, 33 tries for the Bears.
It's Caruana who came into the side, off the bench, into the starting lineup. And the Newcastle Knights gather their thoughts as Glanville and Butterfield do some talking behind the line. You can see how heavy the rain is. It's tumbling down, teeming down behind Jason Taylor. This is a near impossible kick. He has struck it well, Taylor. He has got the impossible kick. I knew he could do it.
Conversion to Jason Taylor. North Sydney 12.
Mario Fettick, that is a big effort.
That's a great kick. Is he onside? That's the key. Well, touch and go, but play on. Funny how tries have happened in this game after mistakes. Albert pays the price. Look at this for a kick. Let me tell you, that football weighs about twice as much as it normally should. Taylor, one of the masters of the goal kicking department, and that is a great kick.
Won that permanent position in the front row. And number 17 warming up on the sideline, Denny Williams. One of the biggest hitters in the game, Denny Williams. You'll see him drive the shoulder into the ribcage of these Newcastle forwards.
Billy Peden has just been smashed in the back play by Josh Stewart, and he has not got to his feet yet.
David Fairley gets to his feet, plays the ball. Finds Jason Taylor. Taylor, long ball there to Florimo. Florimo to Aiken. Nigel Roy juggles it, loses it. Darren Albert was right on his hammer.
Well, there he is, Billy Peden. There's a fair bit of claret coming out of his schnoz there. And here's the drop ball now. Good sliding defence here from Newcastle. They know that they've got the pace on the outside. Albert comes across and makes the tackle. A juggling act by Roy over on the far left-hand side. The referee has stopped the game here at the moment. Here it is again. Roy, with juggling out. Good shoulder hit there from Darren Albert, and this too is a good duel today.
Yeah, blood bin there.
I'm going to take that hanky away so I can have a good look at it. Here it is here. Hasn't even got the footy. Bushka.
A head clash. A head clash between Josh Stewart there. Billy Peden didn't have the ball. He's already got through 13 tackles.
Yeah, magnificent effort from him early in this first half. A tremendous chase there from him, and he...
Taylor. Inside ball for Williams. Larson pops one out the back. A chance here. Ben Aiken. Nigel Roy stays away from the sideline. Back to Aiken. Aiken keeps it alive for Soden. Soden finds Williams. Williams takes it to ground.
No, he did well there, Williams, to hang on.
Now Taylor again. Juggles it. Finds Butner. Butner. Oh, great tackle there. Larson taken to ground. Now they go back to the open side. Taylor. The high ball. They're onside. They dive. They get it down. Nigel Roy, high in the air, down with the ball and scores the try. 16-6. The Bears in front.
Well, the Bears are on fire at the moment. Just have a look at the replay of this. Taylor perfectly positioned. If you have a look at the Newcastle defensive line, Albert back for the kick in the in-goal area, and he's just out-jumped here. It falls short. Have a look at the jump here from Roy over the top of him. Try time.
There you have it. Taylor, pinpoint accuracy, gets it. Albert jumps, but Nigel Roy just timed his run to perfection. Difficult conditions here at Marathon Stadium, but Nigel Roy just lapped it up.
And again, we see the try scored off the kick. And that's what I was saying before the game. Their kick is so accurate. We've already seen Michael Butner put one through for a try, and that time it's their little master, Jason Taylor.
Newcastle Knights try also came from a kick by Matthew Johns.
Number 13, Billy Moore, replacement
proving
for North
a
Sydney.
big weapon here. Now Jason Taylor faces another difficult assignment. 22 metres out.
Well, it was always going to be about field position too, but Newcastle far too many penalties away in the first half. There's the try scorer, Nigel Roy. But as I said, they've just made it easy for the North Sydney side to come out of their own end.
So now the Newcastle Knights, who went into this game slight favourites. Taylor, the perfect record so far. Hardy fans in the background. Taylor strikes this well. He's a genius. Jason Taylor. The yellow flags go up again. He's 3 from 3, Mario Fennick. The Bears are opening up a very handy lead.
Have a look at this for a kick. He does a lot of work on this in practice, Taylor. Pinpoint accurate kick. And Roy just gets up amongst them, and that is a try. North Sydney, as I said before, one of the great wet weather sides. Have a look at this for a kick. That is unbelievable. He's a great kicker, Taylor.
Is out from their own line. Malcolm Reilly, coming off a loss to the St George Dragons at Cogra, back at home in difficult conditions, but he faces now a tough assignment.
Well, I think the difference between the two sides at the moment is North Sydney, every player in their side are willing.
An outstanding opening 35 minutes.
He's been the best player on the field for mine, Mark Soden. His little runs from dummy half, pinching against the grain. Here's Taylor now.
Taylor, inside ball. Gary Larson into space. Great ball for Caruana. Caruana has given it directly there onto Daniel Smales, the replacement player for the Newcastle Knights.
He must be colourblind.
He thought it was try time. Now O'Davis. O'Davis has done everything possible to try and spark the Knights. Johns takes on the line. Gets through the first line. O'Davis.
What about the tackle there?
Great front on tackle. Long ball now. Gidley looking to get on the outside of Ben Aiken.
Number 12, Adam Muir for the Knights, sponsored by the
Now Johns. Long ball for Harrigan. Harrigan finds Fletcher. Fletcher tackled in the mud heap. 30 out from the try line. They go the short side. Craigie kicks, knock on. Play on is the call. The Knights, Jason Moody has momentum, taking him over. The ruling from referee Eddie Ward. He's going to give it.
I'd give it. That's a try.
Brings the touch judge in. I think he's going to... No! It's a penalty against the home side.
Well, I thought the momentum took him over.
Double movement, keep an eye on the block.
Yeah, let's have a look at it. I think it's a try. Beautifully picked up there. The offload there.
Number
Let's have a
1
look
for
at
Newcastle, Robbie O'Davis being assisted from the field.
He didn't advance the football. The momentum took
Robbie
him over.
sponsored by the General Roberts Hotel in Newlands and the best Italian restaurant in town. His replacement in 18, Mark
They've
Hughes.
gathered in. Now here goes Moody. He slips. Well, deserve a medal. The Novocastrians, they love their footy. Oh! Williams hit by Harrigan in a shoulder charge.
Yeah, not the go. The shoulder charges in these sort of games. Wet conditions, players can spin out. If they get an offload, the coaches won't be real happy.
Big hit. Harrigan chiming in.
Exactly what I was saying. He got the
on the turf. Taylor, Jinx, back on the inside and crunched in the tackle by Butterfield. Soden finds David Fairley. Jason Taylor has been spot on with his kicking game so far. That's another good one. Darren Albert, a little bit of room, but not much. Great front on hit there. Nigel Roy has forced the mistake. Ben Aiken's come up with it. Now the Bears are bustling their way forward.
Here it comes. Wooshka. Good shoulder tackle there from Nigel Roy. An assist there from Benny Aiken too. What will they do here? 18 points to 6. A penalty in front of the post. I would have the shot at...
So when you consider he's up for selection in the third state of origin, he could be doubtful.
Tell you what, they'll be picking him. They'll give him all the time he needs. Brett Dallas. Dallas has put the speed on. The accelerator on. Oh! Dallas. Mark Hughes came across in the end, but Brett Dallas just went straight by Moody.
Well, I'll tell you what, it was a great chase there from Brett Dallas, but have a look at his backup man here. Dallas misses the football. They clean up in the in-goal area, but who's this chaser here that comes across? This is a great chase. Caruana again. Tremendous play from him. We give all the raps there to the chaser. The Caruana there, he had to back his man up after he beat the tackle. He's nearly there. Here's the... Oh! There's Caruana there cleaning up. Didn't even try to get to his feet, Hughes. Poor kickoff. 20 metres out.
David Fairley offloads. Oh, they juggle it. It's gone backwards. Aiken can't pick it up. Lee Jackson has it.
What
and
about the
Denny
way...
Williams gives one to Lee Jackson, and that's a silly, silly penalty.
Think about the way Icon tried to pick that football up there, Mario. You've got to try and dive on the loose ball. It's gold, that ball. You don't try and do those sort of things.
Oh, Ben Aiken.
He's in the boat, Mario.
He is.
Oh, it is getting heavier. Look at this.
Well, Greg Florimo. In fact, it could be hail, is it? It sounds like hail hitting the top of the grandstand. And there is Greg Florimo. Under that big hood like Uncle Fester. 17 minutes gone. They might, I don't know if they have ever called a game off because of heavy rain, but it doesn't get any worse than this. I can assure you of that. Teeming down at Marathon, the Bears have the ball back.
Newcastle have shown us the way you shouldn't play in wet weather. And North Sydney, on the other hand, have really used their little men. Both wingers have worked very hard. Matt Sears, Jason Taylor, and some fine goal-kicking efforts. As we see a bit of the natives are getting restless in the middle.
It's Harrigan in the background. Referee Eddie Ward standing over the top now. There's Billy Moore, Josh Stewart's in there.
Oh, it's Smokey on the bottom there. He's taken on the big chief. He's not afraid of anyone, Caruana. He's had a great game today. They've shaped up and he's thrown the first one by the look of it.
Well, Chris Caruana can afford to break out and smart.
Let's have it. I'm going to say it was a high one. I think the Chiefs really objected to it. Let's just see it. It goes on from here. The Chief throws the ball, pushes him away. Caruana throws the right hand.
Butterfield winds up. And Brenton Pomeroy went backwards at 100 miles an hour. Denevor. Glanville back for Muir. Denevor again. Harrigan. Soden. Finds Pomeroy. The battle between the props goes on. That was Butterfield over the top. Plays it back for Soden. Billy Moore. And another big hit there by Butterfield.
Well,
and Newcastle have the ball.
I've said it before, you come to Marathon Stadium, you know you're going to get bruised.
Denevor. We've got a player down in back play at the moment. Adam Muir flicks it out the back. Matthew Johns finds Denevor again. Denevor tried to step in the middle and just got hammered by Danny Williams. Mario Fennick, we've got a player down.
I think that's the Chief.
Yeah, must be worrying for Coach Malcolm, really. We saw his image on the television there. He looked a bit worried. 2 losses on the trot now for Newcastle. If you can recall, they were beaten a couple of weeks ago. As we see Paul Harrigan holding a cheekbone. Have a look at the tackles there on the Chief. 28 tackles and 14 hit-outs. But, yeah, disappointing Newcastle. 2 losses on the trot.
And little Mark Soden there. Look at the fans.
He's having a look up at the clock, Mark Soden. We'll give him another rap. They deserve it. Look at them. Champions.
Fairly. Inside ball for Taylor. Set play for Florimo. Florimo skips out of one. Advances it. Caruana Dallas has gone without it. Well, it worked beautifully on the inside.
Well, again, look, North Sydney have been willing to put on plays today. And here's a perfect example of it. The over-the-head pass there. Caruana does well. He uses Moody. There's the over. He's got every reason to catch this one, Brett. Should have caught that one, boy. He would have been right. He would have scored in the corner then. And here's Mark Soden having a well-earned rest. Good on you, Mark. Tremendous game, mate.
And Willie McLean checks into this game. The second-grade fullback. Comes out for Denevor. Matthew Johns. Peden knocked down right on the halfway line. Good tackle by Trindle. Now Johns trying to exploit the blind side. Big work here. Here goes Gidley and Denevor. The chase is on. Denevor and Gidley.
Taylor got there first.
Taylor won the race. And the diving contest. Eddie Muir was there on the spot.
The idea was right. They got up over that halfway line. They kicked for some 50 metres. The race for the football. Taylor gets there first.
Just got there. It's a 3-way photo finish.
They'll be trying to slow it down as much as they can now, the North Sydney side. They know that they've won this game.
Now, David Fairley, Butterfield, and Adam Mule. Come at David Fairley. Plays it back. This is Trindle. Bumps it up. 25 out from his own line. I think at this stage. Now back to the open side. Deneville. Long ball. The Chief on the charge. And doing some damage. Gets it out the back. The Johns. Johns thought about the kick. Deneville. Butterfield. Try for the Newcastle Knights in the corner.
He's knocked it on.
They've come up with another mistake.
He's knocked it on. What about the desperation here from the North Sydney side? Great hands there from Newcastle, right along their back line. Butterfield last involved. Oh, there's a great tackle over the top. Nigel Roy again it is.
Well, hasn't his defence improved, Nigel Roy?
Sensational. Look at this for a winger.
This is Daniel Smales.
Smash.
And Nigel Roy just timed that tackle to perfection. And the errors.
Another try coming here.
You can feel it. Sears. Matt Sears. Back now for Nigel Roy. Is this the last tackle? No, there's a couple left. Caruana. Jason Taylor. That was a bad pass. Butner. Stepping. The pass is a beauty.
There it is.
Lorimer. The veteran gets there for the Bears. They have not given up. In fact, it's a forward pass, and Eddie Ward spoils the Florimo party.
Well, I'll tell you what, this is a pretty ordinary call, I reckon.
Oh, look good.
That's sweet.
We'll get another look at that. It looked to be a good ball.
Must be some sort of record for Florimo too. He celebrated when he scored this try and then they called it back. He was very disappointed. That is a try. No worries.
Not if it was forward, it was only a fraction. Meters. Caruana a dummy half. Gives the pass to Jason Taylor. Taylor to Florimo. Florimo to Aitken. Oh, great tackle in the end. The cover tackle by Daniel Smales was a beauty. Taylor on the inside to Chris Caruana, and Caruana gets the double.
Well, they've carved up on the short side again. Caruana, what a game he's had. Beautiful play there. This is the second time in this set of six that Taylor's been involved in. He almost stopped. Watch the ball here. He gets pushed by Caruana. The little ball over the top. There's Florimo on his outside. He'd be filthy.
He would be. Here's Taylor.
What about this pass? This is brilliant. Look at that. Here you are.
Well taken in.
Look at Florimo. He's blowing up.
No, he's happy for his teammate to score. He would have loved to have grabbed the 4-pointer. Jason Taylor, good pass. It went backwards initially. And Chris Caruana.
24-6.
Over he went, 24-6. Well,
look at the boys.
5 minutes of play. And the Newcastle fans, well, you must give them a medal. Over 7,000 turned out today. In teeming rain, gale force winds, but the Newcastle Knights, the fans, well, they weathered the storm a lot better than the players, because the North Sydney Bears, they've enjoyed every moment. Billy Moore there, even the mascot, trying to get in the show.
I've got Mark Soden here. Certainly I thought you were the best player on the field, Mark. You couldn't have played the conditions any better than that.
It's one of those days, Muzzer, that the adversity with the weather conditions sometimes makes you play that bit better because you have to concentrate, switch on and do those little basics 100%. They're probably the things we've been lacking in our game this year.
Well, you started off quite slow. We saw Butterfield score quite a soft try off a Matthew Johns kick. Certainly a slow start, but then you started to click into gear. Newcastle started making mistakes and you capitalised.
In all fairness, though, Muzzer, we didn't have any of the ball and they did really well. They backed up 2 sets of 6 against us and put the kick through, and I mean we didn't have an opportunity to attack and we're all in defence. It was a perfect kick and they got the try.
Well, it was the little men like yourself and Matthew Sears that seemed to be giving Newcastle trouble around the rucks, and your wingers played pretty well as well, but in terms of wet weather football, a perfect performance.
Muzzy, yeah, we're pretty happy with it. I mean, we'll have a rundown on it, but we got the results. Pretty tough sort of game, and it was a brilliant effort all round.
Certainly North Sydney now can get confidence in the fact that you are one of the big guns, and you've had your criticisms, but certainly today's performance you've really stood up.
Yeah, Muzzle, was aim up time. There's a case of Newcastle could have leapfrogged us there. Parramatta did with their win last week, and we had to get them back up in the top 2 position.
What about Taylor's kicking game?
Brilliant conditions like that. Like, you hopefully he gets them, but you don't expect him to.
You were my man of the match, Mark.
Thanks, Mars. I'd just like to say hello to Lisa and the kids at home watching Optus today.
Hello, Lisa and the kids. I've got Matthew Johnson. Thanks for joining us, mate. It's easy to talk to us when you win, mate, but certainly you must be very disappointed with the loss. You started off very well, nice try for kick from you for Butterfield, but then you just fell into the absolute things you don't do when you play wet weather football.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose errors are always going to happen, and a lot of the stuff we do pride ourselves on is our marker work. I think that was something that fell away, and guys like Searsy and Mark Soden, they sort of cut us up at a dummy half, and it made it hard for our bigger guys to get around the park. But I mean, we're not going to cut our wrists after a loss like that, because bigger and better things are to come, and it's important now that we just learn from that game and we go from here.
Matt, I don't want to be the voice of doom, but really at 26 points to 6, something's wrong, because aside of your calibre, you're playing at home, there was just no intensity, and you really didn't bring your football boots.
No, we didn't. We're not it's probably the wet weather, something that we struggled with in the past, and something we've struggled to come to grips with. And I suppose I mean, the bottom line is it's how we go from here. And we're going to put ourselves in a position that when the semi-finals are around, we're in a strong position. And if we get the semi-finals and perform well, we won't look back at this one as as such an important match.
Well, it's 2 losses on the trot now, Matty. Let me just say, I reckon Malcolm really won't be too happy, will he?
Oh no, he wouldn't be real happy. A lot of the guys as individuals have got a lot of pride, and I think just North Sydney prepared well over the last 2 weeks, and it's something we're going to have to do going into the Crushers match and the Friday night game against Sydney City.
Matty, I appreciate you talking to us. It's easy to talk when you win, mate, but to be grateful in loss, I appreciate it.
Thanks, mate.
There he is, Terry, the Matthew Johns, the great Newcastle playmaker, very disappointed. I'm going to go and dry up.